Hey, what's going on YouTube? NPCG72 back with another video for you. I love Amazon warehouse deals, and this is basically where you get a used or a slightly damaged or scarred up or has some type of cosmetic damage type of component, whether it be a motherboard or it can be a camera, it can be something like that. It might have fell off the truck or something. I'm not sure, as to the details as of why. But Amazon can't sell these products at full retail price, so you get a discount. You are taking somewhat of a risk, though, when you order these products, because they may be more damaged than you might have anticipated. Even though they put a lot of information in the description when you ordering these products, you're still taking somewhat of a chance. But you can always return it within a certain amount of time. Sometimes I think it's 30 days, and then sometimes it may be 60, or it might even be 90. Now, I've had pretty good luck by ordering these components from Amazon. I've got a MSI Meg X570 Ace motherboard that I got for well over $100 and some off of the actual retail price, and that motherboard has no cosmetic damage that I could actually tell. I also got a B450 motherboard, which had no damage at all. And I also got an actual used X570 Asus Tough motherboard as well, which I'm going to be actually giving to a friend. I've had an awesome experience by ordering refurbished or open box or Amazon warehouse type components. Even my EVGA RTX 2060 Super was a, B-stock is what they actually call it. So I'm going to stop rambling on about that. But this Kraken X73 from Nzxt, normally this runs $176, about $179. This is supposed to have the Gen 7 pump in it, which I've been hearing nothing but great things about. And this was deeply discounted off of that price. And I actually watched it 2 or 3 days on Amazon before I finally decided to pull the trigger. And the reason I decided to pull the trigger and purchase this component is because the Wraith cooler that I've got that came with my Ryzen 9 3900X, when it's really up on a lot of load, is making some noise. It sounds like it's bearing noise. So instead of me just ordering another CPU cooler for that, I decided to go ahead and upgrade to this. And then I'll use my Noctua cooler that's in my Lee LandCool 2 on my Ryzen 5 3600. I'll take that out and put it in my recording rig. Then I'll take, possibly I'll take out my Corsair H110i and put it in my Lee LandCool rig, and possibly put this on my Ryzen 9 3900X, and I'm talking about the Kraken X73. Now, this is going to be based on what it looks like when I actually get it out of the box, because if it's more damaged than I think it is, then I'm going to just put it in my LandCool 2 on my Ryzen 5 3600, because my Ryzen 9 3900X rig, that's like my Audi or my Cadillac, or, my show rig is what I use that for. So I don't want to put nothing really too damaged in there, even though you wouldn't be able to see it. But I'm sure if you're a PC gamer and you build your own PCs, you can somewhat relate. So I've rambled on almost 4 minutes now, so let's actually get this thing unboxed to see what I'm actually do with it. Alright YouTube, let's get this thing unboxed. Alright. You can tell that the packaging is somewhat, has some imperfections in it. And let me turn my view screen around to make sure I'm getting everything in the shot. Yeah, you can see here Amazon warehouse deal. They say great deals on quality used items. So in the description when I ordered this, it said it had cosmetic damage, slight cosmetic damage here, there, but not everywhere. Alright. And they say it will come in its original box, and like it is, and be repackaged. You can see a little damage here as well. It talks about high performance cooling and stunning RGB. Now they do have the one that's a Z73, which has the where you can actually put a GIF on the actual screen, which is here, And you could also have it show you temperatures and stuff like that, but I can't see myself paying $200 for that. Now, if I would have saw that for $270 to about $279, even $300 I've seen some places. Now, if that thing was $179, maybe $180, I would have pulled the trigger, but you ain't gonna find those that cheap. Well, you never know. But you can see how they repackaged this. Shows the actual pump housing here, right there. Talks about Nzxt heat cam, which I'm familiar with. I'm actually running it on my Ryzen 5 3600 rig. On the top here, upside down, says Nzxt there. Says the same thing here, Kraken X73 easy day. So that's just a box, so if you wanted to see it. And on this side it has, talks about 360 millimeter cooling with RGB, and got the different, talks about install your pump in any orientation and stuff like that in different languages. Easy day. If I get that in the shot. Alright, so let's get it out of the box and see what it actually looks like. So I'm going to go on this other side here because you always want to cut away from you when you're using sharp items. So I'm going to cut this packaging here. Alright, pull this out. Open it up. And I'm going to have to turn it on its side here to actually take it out. So sound like some things were rattling around inside there. Hopefully all the hardware is in here. This thing definitely has been repackaged. Oh, we got a few looks like washers inside the box here that I'm going to take out. And we're rattling around. Hopefully nothing fell out. If I can get them out. Looks like 2 of them. Actually 3. And yeah, I think that's it. So we're going to sit this to the side. Sit these washers over there. And I can easily replace those if necessary. Alright. Oh, look at this. That's one of the parts. Man, I hope nothing's missing. I would really hate to send this back. Now, one thing I didn't mention is I'm not going to be using these fans. I'm going to be using the high performance Noctua fans on this. So I'm not going to be using these at all. I've seen a lot of reviews on these, and these fans actually work pretty well from what I've seen. But these will be some extra case fans to use for like a budget bill for somebody. Alright. There's a third one over here, was on that side. And here's some actual power cables. That's a SATA power. No Molex. I'm not sure where that goes. It looks like it plugs into the motherboard or somewhere. Maybe for RGB. Might be. Right? I haven't read the instructions, but I'll show you what it is once I put it together. And I don't know exactly what this cable is for either, but we'll determine that once we get to actually getting it installed. This, I don't know what this is. This is a user manual. QR code. Easy day. So I can scan that with my iPhone. You got some mounting hardware here. And what I'm really looking forward to is seeing what this pump housing looks like. So, and I'm pretty sure these come with thermal paste installed. So if the thermal paste is not on here, we know that it's possibly been used. Or if it's damaged. So here we go. Or maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe no thermal paste is installed. That looks pretty clean, so I don't think thermal paste was installed unless somebody cleaned it up really well. So I'm going to pull this off. See what it looks like. So far, I'm thinking this is going to go on my 3900X, the way everything's looking. So now I'm looking at the actual pump housing, and I don't see no damage, YouTube, to be honest with you. Maybe the cosmetic damage they were talking about is on the radiator, but I don't see no damage as far as this goes. So I'm going to pull this off really quick. That seems like it's never been off before. I could be wrong. No, this looks like it's been installed before. Or it might have just got damaged, because it's got a little bit of damage right here in this area here. But other than that, I think we'll be fine as long as we get some thermal paste and get it nice and cleaned up. Right, I'm not going to lap it. I could take some sandpaper and sand it, but I'm not going to do all of that. Looks pretty good, right? And I've seen actually more damage off CPU coolers that I use back and forth all the time. By, you know, taking them off and installing them and stuff like that. So that don't look bad at all. I'm pretty stoked for what I actually paid for this. Stoked or excited. Alright, so I'm going to put that back on there. Hopefully I ain't got to buy no additional hardware. So I'm going to sit this back in here. Alright, there's some screws, mounting screws for the fans. You can tell that was taped back up. So this thing might have been used. It might have been returned. I'm not sure, because that's definitely been used, because they put tape back on there. So I don't know why it was returned. Maybe somebody ordered it, thought they were getting the actual, look at that. Well, I need to get in the gym, don't I? Easy day though. Some more mountain hardware. In fact, I just got done working out. See, this was taken out as well because of the tape on there. Here's some more mountain hardware that's just falling down in there. So I'm going to take this out and let's take a look at the radiator. And we'll look at the radiator area where you put the fans and screws through. Yeah, definitely. We'll take a look at that here in a second after I set this to the side. And I get the rest of the hardware out of here. Mountain hardware. Set that over there. Alright, I'm going to just pour that in my hand. Alright. So, nothing else. I can't tell if all the hardware is here yet. I won't know that I actually go to looking over the manual and actually mounting it. So I'm going to take this out the way. Set that to the side. Now let's take a, but before I do anything, I gotta make sure I don't damage this housing. So I'm going to sort of hold that in my hand here and sit it there. Hopefully that's in the shot. It is. I'm going to take this off, this cardboard sleeve off the radiator. And this radiator is not damaged at all. You can see some fans here that are slightly bent, but not bent in a way that it's been damaged by somebody. Looks like no screws have been mounted. All this looks fresh. Actually, no. Looks like one was put in here. So it might have been temporarily mounted in here as well. So they say that it functions. When I looked on the site from Amazon, so no damage on this side at all. We've got something here, but these are slightly bent. Might have been dropped, but see here, you got this area here, here. But I don't think that's going to actually affect performance. Again, this was deeply discounted. Looks like you got a little bit of cosmetic damage there, but nothing on this side. So I'm pretty satisfied with that, because you're not going to be able to really see this anyway when it's in the case, right? And This wasn't damaged. The block itself had that little small damage that I already talked about. And the hoses look good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this on the 3900X. see what kind of temperatures we get. All right, YouTube. So that was unboxing of this product, the Nzxt Kraken X73, right? Don't let me forget. Yep, X73. I don't want to get that confused with the X72. Had a little bit of cosmetic damage on there, but nothing I think that'll affect performance. Looks like all the mounting hardware was there, just looking at it from my aspect and what I've actually seen. But yeah, the only thing is that I'm using the Corsair Commander Pro, which controls all my fans and my pump from my Corsair H110i. To control this thing, you have to use the cam software. You don't have to use cam software, but if you want more control, you have to use cam software. Now, I don't want to go in my case and take out my Commander Pro. I don't want to do that. I don't want to take all of that out the way I actually got it done. So what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to have cam and the IQ software from Corsair running on my rig. And hopefully they don't work against each other. And I'll have cam controlling these fans. That'll be on here. And then I'll just have cam controlling the pump. And then I'll just let the Commander Pro control the fans. But I got to make sure the Commander Pro can read. It should be able to read CPU package temp, because it does plug into the motherboard, so it should be able to actually read that. So I'm going to do some research on that, and the next video you're going to see is, well, the next part of this video is you're going to see me actually getting this installed. So I've rambled on long enough. Let's get this thing installed so I can get some good temps, hopefully. Alright, YouTube, let's get the Corsair H110i removed. These are the Noctua, those AF12X fans, if I said that right. If not, I'll put a pop-up on the screen. Well, I have these adapters on here because this is a 280mm rad, and I'm using them with 120mm fans. These come from Noctua as well. I'm not going to need them for now, but you never know. So, because I actually got two Noctua NF A14s. If I remember correctly, where did I put that fan at? I said it right here somewhere, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Oh, here it is over here. Well, you can't see it. But yeah, NFA14. So I've actually got one, and I ordered another one, and these will fit right on the rad, and they do a good job, and they pretty quiet. They ain't as premium as these, but hey, easy day, they'll work. So I already unplugged everything and pulled the cables back through here. So all I got to do now is actually get this uninstalled. So I think it's best if I take the radiator out first and sit that to the side or over the side here, and then take the CPU off, CPU pump header off here, or pump slash cooler here, and it should be an easy day. Alright, let me get a screwdriver, which I should already had, but I'm doing this vlog style. I got a Roswell kit, and I got another kit called Jakemy, Jakemy. So let's get this removed. I would have been working on this earlier, but it's about, what time is it? Oh, it's already 7:41. Hopefully I'll be done enough to enjoy a little bit of gaming today. Alright, so let's take these out. I got this going in the right direction. I do. Let me turn the view screen around. Apologize for the shakiness. Alright, here we go. Now, I'm off tomorrow. I got a day off tomorrow. I could have worked on this tomorrow, but you know how it is when you get hardware. You just want to get it in and get it tested. Plus, I want to note how well this X73 works. So Z73. Or is it X? I keep forgetting. Alright, but anyway, let's get the rest of these out. I'll probably put timestamps in this video for you so you don't have to watch this. But I've been looking for reviews for this particular, well, not this one, but the X73 there. I might need to take this out in order to get in there, but I think I'll be fine. Just gotta use a shorter screwdriver. Used on the 3900X, but I didn't see any. I saw one guy, he used his on a Ryzen 5 3600. He did a pretty good video. Actually, it was a great video. Alright, work with me. Try not to damage stuff. Alright, I should be able to, yeah, I got enough room to get that in there. Just got to get it at the right angle. And it might be enough where I can screw it out. Yeah, there we go by hand. Easy day. That's one off. And I think I'll start at the bottom. I don't want to scratch that up. So I'm going to throw a microfiber in there on top of that. So I don't scratch up my little screen there on the Ace motherboard. Start off on these bottom screws first. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and take my graphics card out. That way I got more room to work. Looking forward to the new video cards from NVIDIA, like I mentioned before, and AMD. That's in there pretty tight. There we go. So I think when the 2060 came out, you were getting GTX 1080 performance $400 cheaper, because when the 1080 came out, I bought one brand new, and that thing was, I don't want to break my stuff. Should have come right on out. Don't want to break anything. There we go. I paid $700 for that video card from EVGA. And then the 2060s came out for about $4 something, and they were performing just as well. But that's how it is, right? Especially when you're an early adopter. Get this screw out without damaging my motherboard. Alright, I think I got a smaller microfiber I can put across that. Here we go. That way that big one don't get in the way. I don't scratch anything up here. Alright, nice. That might be hand tight. Get out. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's about as much as I ever paid for a video card. I paid $700 for that. 1080. I don't think I'll ever do that again. But you can't never say never. Now, I play at 1440p. I ain't ready for 4K. Oh, okay, it's locked up on me. There we go. And I think 1440p, and I know you heard this before, is a sweet spot. Well, 1080p, I think, still pretty much mainstream, but 1440p is getting there. I mean, 4K, you need a lot of horsepower to run 4K at acceptable frame rates. Now, LG is releasing a, what, 48-inch G-Sync OLED TV. Man, I'd like to fit that on the desk over there. Oh, man. But I got a 4K, it's not a Vizio, it's a, what is it? TCL. That's got 120 hertz refresh rate. It ain't G-Sync or nothing like that, though. Alright, this a little screw on a bit of pain in the rear. Alright, it should come on out. I don't want to strip the screw head out because I need to reuse them. Alright, that should be loose. Alright, why you don't want to work with me there, buddy? Alright, let's try this one. I don't want to scratch up my little lens there. Motherboard. There we go. Alright, now that should be hand tight to come out. There we go. Alright. Alright, got both fans out. Now to take the radiator out. Alright. So now let's get this radiator out of here. And how did I put that in there? Oh, I put it in from the top. Okay. So I gotta take these out. I gotta get me one of those little magnetic trays like I see Linus and some other people use. Alright. So it's been a while since I took this off. So you gotta remember how it actually comes off. It should slide backwards. Put that in the way. There we go. I don't want to break anything. And I did not. Let me double check. And no, I didn't. Awesome. Alright. So I got this installed from the top. So I'm going to have to take out this little plate that they got up here. This out. right? Because it's a 200 and that covers up the area at the very top up here to help with airflow. If you're running a smaller radiator like a 280 or not a 280 but a 240. So easy day. Alright. So now let me get my screwdriver and take these out up here. I gotta remember that these, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bag and tag these. I'm gonna go get plastic Ziploc bags and put these in and label them so I know where they go. Oh, actually I used all of them, huh? I didn't realize I used them all. Now I can't remember if these came with the case or these screws came with the H110i. That's what I can't remember. So I got to look at my manual. I'm pretty sure these screws came with the H110i. They didn't come with the... It didn't come with the case. Right. The only thing it is, get my words out. The only thing it is is that I'm going to be using two sets of software. I'm going to be using Cam and Corsair IQ, so I hope they don't contradict each other. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure these screws came with the H110i. They didn't come with the case. Alright, so I got this radiator out now. Oh yeah, that's what those screws, they definitely came with this. So I'm going to get a microfiber that I had and lean this over the side here so I don't scratch anything up. And I'm going to just sit it here really quick. Now I'll get this microfiber. Figure out what's the best way to position this. And it'll be over here. Well, I take the 110 out. Hopefully I didn't scratch that up. I didn't. Awesome. Come back around here. Hopefully I didn't shake the camera walking around. And take this out. Now my H110 is going to have to sit to the side for a while until I get my other fan, my other 140 millimeter fan. I do like the way these mount. This is one of the easier mounts. Alright. Just get this off without getting thermal paste everywhere. There we go. Right, that came right on off. I'm going to actually be using Nzxt, I'm sorry. So I got to clean this up. Get the thermal paste off of there. So I'm going to actually be using EVGA's Frostbite 2 thermal paste this time around. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up both of these surfaces. Clean that off of the CPU. I'm sure you don't need to wash that. I'm going to just use isopropyl alcohol and some coffee filters to get that cleaned up. And yeah, that'll be an easy day. And the next thing we'll do is get the actual Kraken X73 installed. So come back for that. Alright, YouTube. First thing is, shut my door here. First thing is, according to the instructions, you have to take out the AMD bracket, but leave the back plate on there. So let's do that first. These out. Then always keep your brackets, you know, just in case you want to change coolers or sell the motherboard or send it in for RMA or something like that, right? Just keep everything as intact, or keep everything together. And I'm going to actually take this bracket out. Once I take it out, I'm going to put it in a bag. And I'm going to put it back in the box for the Ace motherboard. Alright, set that to the side. And the back plate actually dropped a little bit, so I'm going to have to hold it into place when I'm putting these screws on. So let me make sure I'm using the right screws. Alright. And it's actually these. It's actually going to be these four right here that are going to go on there. There's a little bit of tape left on that one. Take that off. As you can see, I've already cleaned the CPU as well. But what I didn't do is clean the mating surfaces on the pump of the Kraken XT, so I got to do that. The pump block itself. Alright, so now I've got to get in here and get this bracket pushed back up. Alright, now while I'm holding it in place, I'm going to screw these on. This ain't a bad installation here so far. And like I was saying, I'm going to be using EVGA Frozen 2 thermal paste. That'll be the first time I've used it. I think I was reading something online about it, and they were saying they didn't think DICE minded EVGA using that name because that's the name. Or is it Frostbite? No, it's Frostbite too. Yeah, I was reading online. It might have been TweetTown or something saying, yeah, they said DICE probably don't mind EVGA using that because that's their engine they use for like Battlefield 5. Alright, pretty sure these only have to be hand tight. So that's done. So the next step with AMD here, right, I'm actually looking at this on my computer. And it says the next step, step 3 with AMD, is to press and hold the retention bracket firmly towards the pump. Rotate in. Okay. No, that's Intel that I'm reading. Alright. Reading the wrong thing here. Alright, let me get this together, make sure I got this right, and I'll be right back with the next part. Alright, YouTube. Here's the AMD bracket. You just simply put it on and you screw it on. So let me show you how you take it off. You just twist it this way and pull it off. So I'm going to just put this back on because I already got it in the position that I wanted it, and turn it back on there. And this is the AMD bracket. I've already installed the 4 standoffs in here, which was an easy day. So you simply take off the AMD original brackets that are here. You take them off. Use the original bracket. Make sure you hold it in place on the back. And then you just screw these on. And yeah, that's an easy day. So I'm going to go ahead and put some thermal paste on here. And then we'll install this. I've cleaned both surfaces. That'll be an easy day. Alright YouTube, we're going to put the Frostbite 2 thermal paste from EVGA on there. This is the first time I've actually ever used this. So I hope we get some good temps. If I had a test bench, I would test this thermal paste to see how well it actually performs, but I did some research on it and it's not groundbreaking. It should be pretty good, but I don't think it's any better. It's probably a degree or two within tolerance of the other thermal paste on the market. Normally I use Noctua Nzxt or 2, whatever that is. But I like EVGA. EVGA is a good company. I kind of wish AMD would work with them. I don't know what the story is behind that. Maybe I'll Google it one day. I mean, AMD works with Asus, MSI, Gigabyte. But they don't work with EVGA. I don't know what's the story behind that. We're going to do the normal thing. We're going to go with either a line or a pea size. And I got some of that on my hand, which I didn't want to do. So let's go with a nice little pea size. All right. So let me actually get a paper towel, wipe this off my hand. Should have had my gloves on. Easy day though. Alright. So, here are the 4 thumb screws that you use to hold it in place. Just make sure we turn those hoses the right direction here. Actually, no, let's flip that. And I just touched that, so I'm going to have to wipe it off with a microfiber. Make sure ain't no oils or nothing on there. Alright. So now that that is positioned right, I'm going to go ahead and sit it on here, on these 4 screw heads here. And sit it down. Now, they recommend that you have your tubes, you know, on the side like this, not up on the top, not on the bottom, but on the side from what I saw. And we're going to go crosswise with these screws. All right, got one started. And he's long-winded. All right, we got 2 started. We'll go up here to the top. And this had the Intel bracket on here. And I had to take it off, of course. That's 3. And this is the 4th one. Pretty easy install. I think the Corsair install is a little bit easier, if not a lot. That's it. Now I'm going to just tighten these up and then we're gonna install the radiator. Easy day. All right, YouTube, this is how I keep up with my parts. I just put them in a Ziploc bag. You can even write on this particular one, write what's in here as well. But I'm putting all my Corsair parts in here, my screws and stuff, until I get my other Noctua 140mm fan. And then I'll get that installed on the Ryzen 5 3600. Then I've got to take the Noctua NHU12A and put that on my Ryzen 5 1600F in my recording rig. I always say recording / streaming, but I don't never stream, I just record. So I just did a Battlefield 5 performance video with the Ryzen 9 3600X and the, not 3600, I'm sorry, the Ryzen 9 3900X and the RTX 2060 Super with Battlefield 5. I don't know, I was sleeping on that game. That game still looks good. I never tested it on my 2060 Super. And I don't know if I tested it on my 2060 either. I think the last time I tested that game was with my 1080. But that isn't what this video is all about. It's about getting this Nzxt Kraken X73 installed. So what I'm about to do is put the fans on here. And I'm going to do a push configuration, not a pull. So I'm just make sure I got this oriented the correct way, which I do. So now the fans are going to have to go on the bottom here. All right. So let's actually start with that. And let me make sure I got the right screws for the fan. All right. I actually got one more screw that needs to go in the bag with my H110i. I don't know how that screw got over there. There we go. If I come across any of the other ones, I'll make sure it gets in there. All right, let's get this installed. So I know I got the right screws. In fact, they're the only one that can work anyway. Let me get a washer. And I'll just show you how one of them goes on. You won't have to see how they all go. So here's those expensive fans from Noctua called the NFA12X25 PWMs. And yeah, they took a long time to develop these fans. But before I put it in, let me take a look at which way I want to actually orient the cable. So I definitely want to have the cable. I want to have it like that. No, it'll bump the other fans. I want to actually have it like that. So alright, I got it like I want it. Get that lined up. And sometimes you want to do this before you put it in the case. Just put your fans on. Alright. Easy day. So let me get my little screwdriver or my big one. And I'm going to put this on. And I'm going to leave these little rubber gaskets for vibration on the Noctua fans. And just screw that down. Now I'm not going to tighten it up all the way until I get another one in. And that'll make sure I got all the fan holes lined up. Alright. So I'm going to just go to this corner here. And as you can see, this will be pushing air through the radiator. If it was on the other side, it would be pulling air through the radiator. Alright. And that's it. Easy day. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of them installed. Then I'll show you me actually installing the radiator in the case itself. Alright, YouTube, now I'm going to get the radiator installed. Should be an easy day. Now this uses the smallest screws that it actually comes with, if I can get that to focus. So that small screw, then you use a washer. So to make this easy, I'm going to use my magnetic screwdriver. As soon as I set this bracket to the side. Alright. Find my magnetic screwdriver, wherever I sat it at. Where did I sit it down at? Oh man. That's what happens when you don't stay organized. Easy day, here it is right here. I can use this one. I was going to use my smaller one, but this one works just as good. So this supports 360, 280s, 240s, and it might even support a, what's the next size up? 420, I think it is. It may even support that, I'm not sure. But we're going to go ahead and get this installed. I already put the fans on it. This will be an easy day. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and try to keep these cables somewhat up here so they're easier for me to reach. Alright. Oh, my arm is in the way. Apologize for that. Try to keep it out of the way as much as possible. So I'm going to just let that sit there. Now I'm going to get my screwdriver and my little screw and my washer. And I'm going to go ahead and just put that on the tip like that. And that should hold it in place long enough to get this here. And I'm going to try to do this left-handed, but I'm right-handed. Line it up with one of these little slots for the radiator because it's offset. That's what I like about this case. This bracket actually, does it come out? Yeah, it does come out. So I could actually take this out then put it back in, but I don't have to do that. It's easy enough to do just like this. And then you just line it up. I'm not going to tighten it up all the way because I might want to slide it back and forth and adjust it. And that's it. That was an easy day. Alright, so I'm going to put the rest of these in. Again, this is in a push configuration. Get the rest of these in and get the cables ran. Alright, YouTube, we're going to get the micro USB cable connected here first. There's a slot right here in the top for this. So let me turn my view around. I apologize if that was shaking. All right. So I'm gonna figure out how to best route this. And hopefully it'll be, yeah, it's more than long enough to reach the bottom of the motherboard. Because I gotta plug it into one of my USB headers, and I've got one right down here. So hopefully I'll be able to run this behind the motherboard, which I should be able to. So let me get around here. Hopefully I don't bump the camera. And plug this into its slot. And I'm pretty sure it goes right here. Somewhat difficult to see. I should have probably put this in before. Alright, easy day though. So let's see how that goes. Hopefully I'm not in the way. Let's see if we can get this in here. Wrong way. There we go. Easy day. So that plugs into there. Now the power for the pump will be next. And the power for the pump and the power for the RGB that's inside of this. It'll go in the top right here. So you know what, YouTube, next time, before you install the radiator or whatever, install this first, or the pump, if you can make it work. And this looks like it don't matter which way it goes in. So, get that in there. There we go. Easy day. So now all I gotta do is plug this up, and this will go in the CPU fan, which will be right here behind my hoses. See how I got my hoses routed? I think that's a pretty clean look. And this is, of course, not Molex with SATA power. Make sure these are oriented the correct way. And I'll cable manage this after I see what it looks like. So I'm going to pull that out the way. And that will go right here, with my hand in the way. Yep, easy day. Kind of dark in there. I know I got that right. Yeah, that was right. There we go. Now all I gotta do is plug this into the SATA power in the back. And this, I'm pretty sure, is a RGB header, but let me double check, but I'm almost sure that's what that is. And that's a female though, but that might be able to control other, like another RGB strip. So let me check that. I'm gonna go off camera and come back, and you'll either see me routing this behind the motherboard so it's out the way and not plugging into anything, but you'll definitely see me plug in the SATA power, and I'll get this USB cable routed as well. So let's do that. All right, YouTube, I got the cables ran through the back, and I'm gonna be connecting the 3 fans to the Nzxt Commander Pro down here. I'll be running this to the motherboard, to one of the SATA headers, and I'll be connecting this fan to this SATA power connection right here. So easy day. So I just wanted to show you that. I'm gonna do all of that and make it nice and clean. And then this is just for another RGB strip, or RGB lighting. So I'm gonna get this all cable managed, and I'll show you what it looks like after I get it cable managed. And then we'll go around to the front, make sure everything looks fine, and put this back into place and turn it on. Easy day. Alright, YouTube, I got a USB header installed right here. That's an easy day. So now let's go back to the other side and look at the cable management. Alright, YouTube, that's what the cable management looks like. And I ain't got to do a whole lot of work back here because of how the door actually shuts. It swings out instead of sliding on the side. How you slide it on like a lot of cases. This door actually swings in and out. So I ain't got to even get in there and tie nothing down. And you ain't going to see that side anyway. So easy day. Now, if I had tempered glass on this side, then I would do a lot more work, but easy day. All right, YouTube, and there's the finished product. I've got the video card reinstalled and should be ready to go. Now, all I got to do is one thing, and that is pull this protective sticker off. Right, but it says connect all cables before turning on, of course. And yeah, I'm going to pull it off. I'm just not going to throw it away. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. Oh yeah. Set this to the side. It should be easy enough to install or reinstall if something's actually wrong with it. So now let's get it over there in its normal spot and turn it on and see if it comes on. Alright, YouTube, let's get this into focus a little bit. Alright, now let's see if it starts. Alright. Turn the power switch on. There we go. Alright, got some motherboard lights. Now let's turn the computer power on. Alright. So far so good. Now I do need to adjust this. This should turn. Awesome. Alright. So all I gotta do now is get in there with the cam software to be able to control the pump, because I'm pretty sure you can run the pump at different speeds. I think it's 25, 50, 75, and 100%. And I want to see where the pump's actually at, look at some temperatures. And what I'll do is, I'll come back with some, I'll do some more Battlefield 5 gameplay. See what the temperatures are doing gameplay. And we'll also see what the temperatures are doing rendering. And then we'll see what the temperature is actually doing. I mean, Cinnabitch puts a lot of heat into it, but that's not something you run every day. I want to stay with things that you do every day. So we'll do rendering with DaVinci Resolve. We'll do some gameplay with Battlefield 5 and maybe Red Dead Redemption. And we'll also do Handbrake as well. So we'll do those three things and see what the temperatures are like. And yeah, that's an easy day. So this video ain't quite done yet. Well, you know what? We'll end it here, and then we'll come back with another video, because this video's been long enough, right? So come back for the next video where you'll see the actual temperatures and the performance of the Nzxt Kraken X73. Thanks for watching this vlog and somewhat of a how-to as well. Have a great evening. And if you just heard that, that's my wife in there cleaning up in the kitchen. But have a great evening, and thanks for watching. Later.